Right, yo. And, from, right? Haven't been able to present the deal we're dealing with, The ritual, Iraqi barrel mills, Falta ritual, Ramadan, Haven't been able to present the ritual, right? They got it. I can't do anything with it, So what it did, the Anunnakis, chose my trucking career, made it more important than Tom Brady's football career, pretty much. Making it so that I can't use a dollar I actually make driving a truck. Got in at 22. I'm 31. Big part of my trucking career is 23 dishwashing jobs. How much of a social thing it is. I would try to go back driving a truck. Took 23 dishwashing jobs. And to follow the ritual, it's basically alien skill. Not one type, but two different types of alien skill. Chose my truck career, Steak, whole planet off, What would you do, If thing from the creek, chose your truck, because you would hold the steering wheel before you can even think about even doing anything, right? Usually these things, right? People want to do it just out on a paycheck, right? Right, or hold the steering wheel, Just to hold the steering wheel, thing from the creek. What would you do, If you all you had to do was hold the steering wheel and thing from the creek, Steak, the whole planet over, no problem. What would you do, So, I paid money for things, right? I'm just driving truck, going back driving truck, right? What if that's all I did, though, Yeah, you'd be surprised, Second, I take a flight, do a dishwashing job, right? Try to go back, drive a truck. Finally get back, didn't get paid to drive a truck. Do you have any idea? Just that list of things? All the things that they can do. Because I did that list of things, Do you have any idea how bad it is, What would you do? All you had to do is hold the steering wheel, So, I paid money, Got in 2022. 23 dishwashing jobs. Was basically my truck career. For other people to socialize while I do dishwashing job. Then I finally get back driving truck. College talking Russians think I'm still doing dishwashing job. For them socialize. Think I should make it 300 a week. Yeah, okay. I'm driving truck, make 300 a week while you guys socialize. Yeah. Good one. I'm paying $31,000. Something happened between New York and Chicago. That was planned out. Something funny. Has to do with what happened in Sydney, Australia. Last notes in the ritual. And Yendas. A diss on America from Japan. What did they do in Japan with digital devices? Amazing things. The problem we're having in America when we're locked into these roles. We're stuck on digital devices all the time. And it's basically, it led up to a diss on America from Japan. It's almost like it's a paying for it. Yen, Japanese currency, and a diss, right? It led up to Yendas. It started with something about Jesudas. It does a Jesudas to Yendas, all right? All the notes involved. No shit. Knows about Poems Teen Drone. Actually started with a YouTube channel when I was a teenager. And the ritual is at the scaled shaitan. The racket barrel meal, the scaled shaitan tag marrow from Russia with cheeseburger. Right? It's also tag America with the guy's Poems Teen Drone. Right? Exactly. What the fuck did this guy just say? So by 31, got in drunk at 22. What the hell was my trucking career? My trucking career is a glitch. Right? So when it comes down to, is now that I'm 31, it's funny because it adds up to about $31,000. Never mind 23 dishwashing jobs, I would have made $30,000 3 times by now. I just backpacked Mexico, brought it to India, brought it to parts of the Middle East, brought it to Australia. I'm just going places. Non-stop all over America and then all over the planet. I gotta bring my location places. Alright, follow the ritual. My location is probably just as important as the whole state of California. Alright, so I get that location as a go place. Has to do with Moloch. Moloch kind of has loc in it, as in location. Right? Locations can be tricky in the major. Right? $31,000 going to the ritual. Jameis Ross pays for something about New York to Chicago. Because other men are going to be at work. This is what happened. It's literally called the Moloch Network. All right? Understanding concept. So, the last notes of the ritual is enormous. So many details. The last note of the ritual is, first of all, it leads up to then I should then go back to school. Because what it is, it's the entities that designed the academic system and locked us into the system in general, chose my trucking career, right? Usually, it gets kept occupied on the academic system, which is good for many reasons and bad for other reasons. It's good and bad. In favor of men making money driving trucks. All right? It's almost as if they're being financially supported to do that every day. And you can do a lot of things. The academic system is great, but there's problems with it. Right? Where it's almost as if high school teachers and college teachers are better off living in a truck, no expenses. $2,000 a week, and then go and do whatever they want with their intellectual faculties, and it's very hard to argue with that. All right. So, the academic system, transportation, right? The problem is, the entity that designed that system in favor of people involved in trucking to make sums of money and then do whatever they want with those sums of money. That's not being financially supported to do that every day in those presupposed roles. That's making us some money and then going to do whatever we want with those sums of money. I can make $18,000 driving truck animator. Right? High school teachers have to continue to be high school teachers if they can even get up to $18,000. I make $18,000 driving truck musician. I make $18,000 driving truck author. Right? No, we don't understand the concept. You know why? Because we used to be financially supported to have our lives controlled. What they want us to do every day. What they want us to do every day. Right? We're not programmed to make us some money and then go do whatever we want with some money. We don't understand the concept. Right? Doctors, police officers, and teachers. If they can even get up to $18,000, they're going to continue to have to do that every day. And then it's going to be made so that they have to continue to do that every week and every work year, every school year. Unfortunately, trucking is for some. Some people are locked into the same concept as that in trucking. All they're doing is find support in family, they get a mortgage, they get a marriage, they're locked in. Some people, that's actually the concept of the CDLs. Once again, what's the CDLs mean? The L thing. That they're actually more favored by the Anunnaki a little bit, connected to the Elohim, interesting, and they can just rack and then do whatever they want. While all these other people are locked into the system, Moloch system. It's even move it over to locks then. Rack all this money up, go back to Northern India, move it over to locks. It's literally what it comes down to. Right? Moloch, locked into Moloch Nazi system. You know? So the problem is, the last notes of the ritual. Yeah, I don't know what your problem is. You know? The last note, hold on, you know. Because you're looking at me, you know. All right? So you got something to say, you know. All right? The last notes of the ritual are interesting. Because that's saying I shouldn't go back to school. Yeah, but the problem is I paid a sum of money, $31,000, for New York academic system and Chicago, the trucking industry, to be known for Sutphin. I'm still talking, not Sutphin Avenue, Boulevard. Is it a boulevard, In Jamaica, I'm Jameis. Wait a second, Right? And then when Jamaicans are owed money, that term bumper clock comes around, doesn't it, Right? Doesn't it? So that's my money I paid for Sutphin between New York and Chicago. All right. So the only thing I can do, I just visited different countries recently. There's the Ethiopia thing. There's a lot of karma with India. All right. There's a few things with India. It's even alongside the ritual. There's notes. All right. That this has to do with India a little bit and America and the trucking industry and a few different things. There's a Russian presence, there's an Indian presence. There's a Nazi presence, there's a Muslim presence, Comes down in certain things. With the Indian presence in America, where they can just make money driving a truck, no problem. A lot of Indians. We gotta do this every day, part of that system. I can't make money driving a truck. They can just rack up how much money can some of these people rack up. The lighter skinned, northern bearded ones or the darker ones. In southern in India, but there's lighter skin, and that's the else thing, right? We go over this all the time because they're not part of the system. They're supposed to be able to hop in a truck and rack up about 50 grand, and then go back to northern India, moving over to locks. While we're locked into the Moloch system, that's actually the understanding. Well, we have to do that every day. Teachers, police officers, and doctors. Well, we have to do that every day. In sales roles, real estate roles, dispatch, or even working at trucking companies. It's almost as if we're stuck doing this every day in systems and cities. Moloch system, Nazi system. And they can just hop in a truck, rack up 50 grand, go back to the north, and then move over to locks. That's actually the understanding. Right? Now, so there's a few hints that there's almost animosity towards Indian presence because of that. This is okay. So alongside the ritual, no big deal. So the last notice in the ritual, it's huge. It's so big that the second I earn a paycheck driving a truck, a whole other group of people have to understand the whole situation. No, take it. And I need to actually make money driving a truck, so I got to do something in the situation. Well, it leads up to I should then go back to school, because it's almost like the same Anunnakis. The Abenakis, the Native American Indian tribe, the Abenakis, that design the academic, it's funny because they keep it occupied on the academic system. So many things go into driving a truck. Everybody knows that. There's so many things that go into it. There's so many things for just a truck driver. You understand? Yeah, but there's more to it. There's almost as if we need the academic system to keep something occupied. The academic system, runs this guy's cock on America, all right? Russian guy's cock up America's ass, all right? Really something really likes the name Malone, all right? So the last notes of the ritual, it's sort of saying that I should then go back to school. So it's something that designed that school system in favor of trucking chose my trucking career. Okay? So it's like to keep it occupied on an academic system for men to make money driving a truck and then go do whatever they want with those sums of money. Instead, I got to be homeless in every city in America for people to work in high school. It did something totally against my trucking career, and it made my trucking career probably more important than Tom Brady's football career. Yeah, and it means when I can't use $1, that what I'd be doing with the money that I make driving a truck, I'd have 80 grand by now. A lot of people are programmed, let's just do this every day. Financially support a family. Feed them more snacks, Find a support family, get the mortgage, get the marriage, get the fucking the religious on the diet, you know, and do that every day, right? And trucking is that too. 85%, 80% percentage of trucking is just that too. They gotta do that every day too. The Elohim, people connected to Elohim in the matrix system, you know, the Anunnaki trapped, you know, concept of Jews, you know, right? The Anunnaki can't be those individuals that are connected to Elohim, you know, the avatars, right? It's not a reference to Hinduism, but and one can't be the individuals, you understand, right? That's the avatar and the avatar, they can't be themselves then. We're part of a whole system that's designed where I can't be individuals. Other people can't be other people non-stop every day, so it's hard to let other people be other people. That has to do with sums of money, right? Doesn't it? What designed the system? Good question. I've been trying to explain it a little bit, right? So, fine, the ritual leans out. I then go back to school. The same, and design academics, chose my truck here. And then after it's all said and done, it leads up to one thing. Leads up to the very last notes of the ritual. Right? But I paid $31,000 for something between New York and Chicago. The main sum of money, $24,000, went to something in New York. All right, I could have swore you. All right. Well, I couldn't use the $24,000, my $6,000 senior license, paying CRST in Iowa, and then 18 grand away I have to give away in Los Angeles. By 24 years old, I'm paying $24,000 for something in New York. Trying to get my dry truck for years, then I'm paying about $7,000 for something in Chicago. Explanation yet. From Sydney, what happened in Sydney, Australia, and then it leads up to something with Yendas. So it leads up to the last notes of the ritual. Listen, kiddo. Leads up to, but it's all based on entities or envious of what I would do with the money make driving home. In the sense of to keep on envy. Envious, what I would do. Envious, I would even present a ritual that they did against what I would do. Envious, I would probably even attend a school. What am I going to do? Be hanging out with 18-year-old girls? You understand, right? The envy towards me, my person, is pretty much hallmark of the system. Hallmark of the situation. Alright? Envy of individuals' abilities to be who they are and freely do whatever they want is hiding behind something. Alright? Generational balance of Dwight race, academic system. Can all those older people accept these younger people can do anything that they want to do with their lives? Sometimes no. Alright? A lot of people's lives are thoroughly compromised by the Anunnakis because of them. Leads up to one concept, Seminole. The huge part of the ritual, I'm driving a semi. This is crazy, kiddo. Did you leave yet? Hold on, kiddo. Wait a second. I'm driving a semi. You missed it, kiddo. I'm driving a semi, kiddo, doing grab, rob, Nolas. Huge part of the ritual has to do with Nola. And Fresno and LA creates another Nola. All right, kiddo. Leads up to Seminole. Look up in Seminole, you end up in Oklahoma. Seminole County, whatever it is. Then you end up in Orlando, Florida. You end up in Florida. Right? There's a few Seminoles out there, but specifically you end up in St. Petersburg area. You end up in Seminole, Florida, actually. The grab rob Nolas, the concept of the Nolan thing, right? And Fresno. And in Naples, Italy, there's another N-O-L-A, another Nola. They know something, all right? To then go back to school, Seminole. I'm driving a semi doing grab rob Nolas, and then it's directing me towards Seminole State University, right? That's what it's doing, all right? But I'm not going back to school if I pay $31,000 between New York and Chicago. I got to make a sum of money from trucking again. So it's still the same concept. So it leads up to Seminole. Seminole, Florida, Seminole State University. That's what it wants me to go back to school. This is a dog from Reno, you know.